What is traumatic brain injury? That's our topic today, and my guest is Houston attorney Terry Bryant. So, Terry, thank you for being with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, Terry, what is traumatic brain injury?
Well, very simply, a traumatic brain injury is an injury that occurs from trauma, a direct blow to the head. It could be a penetrating injury, such as a gunshot wound, or any kind of force that would cause the brain to move within the skull and hit the structure of the skull.
Okay, well, what are the most common causes of traumatic brain injury?
Assault to the head, hit by a falling object, a fall where someone hits their head on the floor, or the force that causes the brain to move but is not a direct blow.
Okay, and what are the challenges of handling a brain injury case? I mean, my guess is that the insurance companies would really fight these cases in light of the extensive damage and probably the huge medical costs that are likely to result.
One of the main challenges of handling a brain injury case is that oftentimes when you put the person in the courtroom and they're sitting in front of the jury, they look otherwise normal. So from outward appearances, one can't tell that the wires inside their head, if you please, are messed up. So it's hard to convey sometimes to a jury how badly people with brain injuries have suffered.
Well, Terry, what kind of treatment is involved in brain injuries?
Sometimes brain surgery. Brain injuries are usually permanent in nature, so there's likely going to be ongoing psychological, neuropsychological, neurological treatment, and cognitive rehabilitation, and possibly even assisted living.
And what have you found are your biggest challenges in handling these traumatic brain injury cases?
The biggest challenge in handling these cases is the identification of the brain injury. We depend on doctors to make these diagnoses, and sometimes, unfortunately, they're glossed over.
What are the things that you can look for to diagnose a brain injury?
You know, what I've found is that sometimes family members are the ones who bring the brain injury to the attention of the doctor. Sometimes a person will have anger issues or depression, or they're just not the way they were before the crash. So it's important that the family member go with the patient to the doctor and explain the differences before the crash and after the crash to the doctor.
Why do you need a lawyer in a case like this? Why not just deal with the insurance company?
Because these cases can be very significant, and oftentimes, as we talked about before, traumatic brain injuries are underdiagnosed. So one needs an experienced lawyer that can make sure that the proper medical care is obtained by the injured person.
Well, Terry, if someone has specific questions, can they contact you, and if so, how?
Absolutely. My toll-free number is 1-800-444-5000, and we're on the web at terrybryant.com.
Terry, thanks again for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
This is Cindy Speaker reporting.